Hi, hello! So we have a new maze event today in Dragon City. We have no new dragons, but we have an awful lot of event items. And so today I wanted to go through what the best paths are in this masked maze event, how you can best get crystals, these, little event items, fighter chests, and just generally what the general best play is going to be. Now, with this masked maze, there is one path that is going to net you the most event items and crystals at the same time, and that's going to be the keys path. But I do just want to say that if you want to see all the costs at any time, I've actually posted this into the DC event guide section of my Discord server, so you can see all of these costs and everything in front of you whenever you want to, even after the video is over. But essentially, from this maze event, because of how long it lasts, it's basically a replica of the gay dragon event that happened, the Pride Dragon event. But the total amount of currency that we can get from all sources, because we can get 19,800 from resets, 400 from starting currency, 6,000 from puzzle, 3,000 from runner minimum, 500 from quests, which means that total you can probably get just under 30,000 currency at 29,700 currency for the duration of this 11-day long maze. But in terms of the actual total cost of the dragons themselves, we do have the total costs, and I will showcase them to you here, but we also have these costs on the Deetlist website, and I really love using Deetlist for these maze events. It shows you all of the total costs for these dragons here. But the thing is, if you're going specifically either for crystals or event items, chances are you're not going to be spending the full amount on any of these paths. But one thing that I will urge you to keep in mind while you're considering which path you want to go down is the fact that we do have three separate sets of things going on really all at once, because we've got insignias in this maze event that are only available on the keys path, I believe. We've got the masked fighters event, which you need to get the event item chest, and then we've also got the crystals for the Elation collection. Now, the Elation collection will only give you orbs for the actual Elation dragon itself. So if you don't care about that, maybe you just don't care about the crystals. For the Masked Fighters event, however, we've got both the event items, which can give you things like Joker orbs, but we also have this part of the collection here, where if you manage to get all of the dragons, including Razorslash, who is currently available in this maze event, you can get your hands on a Phoenix perk and 60 legendary Joker orbs. So, if you want to get this collection done, along with other parts of the collection potentially, you may want to ensure that you pick up Razorslash. The only problem is, on Razorslash's path, it's like 9,895 currency, but you might not be getting as many event items grand total if you do go for him. So, that generally sums up all the numbers and everything, but in terms of what you can afford in this event and the best thing to go for, I would say that for most people the best choice is probably, if you want to go for event items and such, is probably going to be the keys path, and that is just simply because you get the most rewards for going down the Mighty Dragons path. Because, I mean, you've got to go through every single other key path, and as you can see here, the total cost for the Mighty path is 24,970, which is doable if you log in for every reset, do all the other events and everything. You can easily finish off the entire Mighty path and even get the dragon himself. But there are other paths that you want to keep in mind also. So Mighty's probably going to be the best path. Well, the keys paths are going to be the best if you want to get as many crystals as possible and you want to get as many of these fighter chests as possible, because you can get 21 crystals, 12 event items, and insignias on the Mighty path, which you're not going to be getting that many from the others. But the other paths that we have for you to consider also are these limited time paths, because for example we have Gigantic's path, and on his path you can get puzzle moves, because we will be having a puzzle event tomorrow. So if you want to do as well as you possibly can in the puzzle event, that would cost you some maze currency, but you would of course get puzzle moves that would allow you to do better during the puzzle event. Is it essential that you get these bonus moves? No, but it means that you won't be getting as many rewards from the puzzle event itself, of course. So you have to keep that in mind. The next path that we've got is Glutty Dragon's Path, which is the blue one. And in this is actually the runner event path. So in this, you'll get some food, you'll get some runner stamps, you'll get a couple of event items, but it's mainly just here for some bonus runner event currency. And now, you probably won't be getting tons of extra runner event currency from this path, just to let you know, but it'll be like at least 1 or 2 resets worth usually. How many is that? We've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So yeah, basically 2 resets worth of runner event flight stamps that you can get. And the thing is, Glutty is 5,300. Gigantic's Path is actually really cheap at 2,590. So you can, in theory, actually get the Razorslash Dragon, which becomes available in 9 days. You can go down the Razorslash path, you can go down the puzzle event path, you can go down the runner event path, and then you'll still have like 12,000 currency that you can spend on the keys path as well, which some people may choose to do that so that they can get, you know, a little bit of spice from everything. So then you can at least make some progress on the event items from the keys paths, you can get the runner event currency, you can get the puzzle event currency, and you can get Razorslash for the other part of the collection. So that would be probably the path that people would go down for anyone that wants a bit of everything. You know, you haven't fully committed to one thing in particular, but you want to go as far as you can in every event that's going to be coming out. Now, if you purely wanted to focus on the event items, then the best thing that you can do is exclusively go down the keys path and make sure that you focus on that first and foremost, because again, even on the first part of this path here, you can see we've got crystal, event item, key, crystal. Then we move on from that one and then we go to the light green path, which is army, I believe. It's hard to tell with these colors. Either way, it will help you if you have Ditlep open for this, because it shows you this is the cheapest part of the key path, this is the second key path, this is the third key path, so you just go left to right. So I actually really like having Ditlep and Deetlist open for these maze events personally, and of course you can have my mini guide open as well just to work out the total cost. But it will show you exactly which part of the maze to go through, so if you get confused when you're opening up this maze event and you're like, oh my god, I don't know which dragon's on which path anymore, like I'm really confused, genuinely just go left to right and just follow it for the keys path. It will help you out a lot, any new players that are really confused by everything. But then we go onto the soldier path. You can see we get another crystal here, we continue on, another crystal, an event item, then we get the black key, and then of course we go on the black path, and then we continue on, then we get another crystal, we get another event item, another crystal, we get a key, then we move on to the next bit. So if you've played a maze event before, I'm sure that this makes sense, but for anyone that's quite new to these, of course, it will be, you know, a little bit confusing. The other thing is, on this purple path here for graffiti artists, you'll see that we can get the key here. However, we have some food, and then the insignias and another crystal is actually a bit further on that path. So you might have to spend a little bit extra to get the insignias and the crystal on this path, and then maybe you'll want to move on to the next path, which is the key path, the dark blue key path. And again, we continue on, get the event items, get the crystals, blah blah blah. So you really should be paying attention to where the crystals are, where the event items are, and also on the keys path you will get your hands on heroic trade essence as well, which I know is a very tempting thing for people that are currently trying to empower High Siren, because, you know, heroic trade essence aren't that easy to come across, and they can be a big pain. So if you are really invested, that is another benefit to going down the keys path. Aside from those paths, however, we do have a couple of other paths, like Purple's path, which is literally just a path to get the purple dragon, and in it there aren't really that many rewards. I really highly suggest against going down the purple dragon's path. The other path that we've got is the Kyokushin, which is a cool dragon, but it's 28,900 grand total. And the problem is, this is an incredibly expensive path for barely any event items. I highly suggest not going down his path either. because he will cost the entirety of your currency if you play every event, including runner and puzzle, log in for every reset. He'll eat up every piece of currency that you have, and you'll get barely anything for it. So my general advice for this event would be to completely ignore purple and completely ignore the cool Kyokushin dragon, because I know he looks cool, but they're just not good paths for this event. The others, however, it is your own choice whether you want to go down them. Scout is another path, however, I will quickly mention. The Scout path is a food-only path, and food is very, very useful. I would only suggest going down this path if you have a very, very immediate need for food right now. If you were like trying to do well in the High Siren Empowerment quest, but you're completely out of food, for instance, and you desperately need this to help you get more of the rewards, then maybe. But otherwise, this Scout path this time will take... You're not going to get barely anything apart from just some food from it. You're not going to be getting many event items because all that there is on this path is just a singular cage item, and that is it, the fighter chest. So I guess I don't really suggest the Scout path either. So that's like 3 paths that I would say to avoid. The other choices, however, are up to you, but I highly suggest the Keys path or a split with the Razorslash path if you want to get him and get that other part of the collection done. So I hope that all of that made sense, and you know, I hope any new players haven't been too confused, but it's basically just the exact same as the Gay Dragon event, but just slightly different this time around. But of course, with the resets, you just have to log in once every 8 hours and collect your currency. And the best way to do that is just to get a level 1 dragon and just feed it up. Or if you've got enough habitats like I do, you just click to collect the food once, and that is it. Wow, this dragon is very, very weird looking. He's one of the OG Dragon City dragons, you can tell. Ugh, Jesus. But anyway, since we have that maze event more or less wrapped up for now, I will reiterate that the only way that you can get all of that currency is by playing in both the puzzle event that's coming up, which will have the Fuego fighter in it, and you'll also have to play the Runner Island. So you will have to be playing all of these events to their fullest, getting the dragons from those if you want to finish off that Razorslash collection. But the Runner event is going to be starting in 5 days, 15 hours, so it's basically 6 days from the start of the maze event, and the puzzle event is starting tomorrow. And so now, since the puzzle event is starting tomorrow, now is the time where you can prepare for this, which I'm going to collect our Alliance chest while we're here, just because it's right there. So good work to the Alliance for getting the level 6 chest. That's some nice food and some Joker orbs for us to all enjoy. Tasty, tasty. But now that the Alliance chest is over, and now that we have that new event coming up, I would highly suggest against putting any long timers in your breeding dens and against clogging your hatchery, because you will need those slots free for the puzzle event. And also with the puzzle event, we will have breeding quests coming up, so you will want to be breeding in advance of the puzzle event starting. And so, for instance, the first quest that you're going to have when the puzzle event begins is breeding 1 electric dragon. And the other quest for the plus 25 moves is going to be breed 3 dragons that have the water and light elements. So what you can do for these puzzle events, since you know that what the quests and the tasks are going to be for this event, you will just pre-breed in preparation for the starting time of the puzzle event tomorrow. So in this instance, we would do C and Archangel, and we would get these breeds ready to go for tomorrow, because there will be, of course, a timer whenever you breed, and you need to be ready for before the event actually begins. So then as soon as it starts, there you go. You can immediately get one of the tasks done, or multiple tasks done. And you'll see that the timer on this is 16 hours. And since this event is beginning in, well, 16 hours, if we didn't have time skips, that would be a perfect breed. That is pretty much it. We have started at the exact perfect time, just about, almost. So That's why if you have your slots available now, definitely get to preparing with the breeding now. If you want to know what you breed for the breed electric dragons or energy dragons task, it's easy. Just breed, well, electric together, 2 electric dragons together if that's all you got. Like, that's all you need to do. So just follow the Ditlep guide exactly for what's coming up, because you know we're going to have breed 3 dragons with water and light. Next quest is hatch 3 dragons with water and light. Next one is breed 4 dragons with plant and war. Although once you get to the second, like the stage 3 of the plus 25, normally it's better to actually focus on the plus 15. So then you'd go breed 1 electric dragon, hatch 1 electric dragon, then breed 1 dragon with water and primal, hatch 1 dragon with water and primal. Then it's breed 2 dragons with dark and ice and hatch 2 dragons with dark and ice. So as long as you've got this website open or any sort of guide that goes through this, you'll be prepared in advance for the puzzle event. You should be able to do well and then get your hands on all of these goodies, insignias, event currency, heroic jokers, the cages, you know, there's all of this. Of course, there is also the new dragon. There are insignias, of course. Then we have this section that has, you know, Titan chests and things like that. 8th celebration chests. So yeah, we got lots of stuff that's coming up and you want to be doing well in this. And again, the runner event that's coming up as well is going to have lots and lots of really good rewards, because runner events always have good rewards. They've got XL food boxes, they've got event items, they've got tons of gems, new dragons. So yeah, there's lots of reasons to be logging in at the moment. And of course, getting all of your maze currency so that you can get the stuff from the maze event as well. So that is most of the stuff that I wanted to go through for now. We do also have our special breeding going on, but unfortunately for the breeding event island, it's not really a good idea to go for breeding these dragons when we have a puzzle event coming up tomorrow, because if you fill up your hatchery or your breeding den with these random breeding attempts, well, you're not going to get much value out of the event itself. So I'd suggest to ignore those breeding event island dragons for now. But it's your choice. If you are just a breeder or a collector and you don't care about the event for whatever reason, go wild with the breeding. But everyone else, I would err on the side of caution with that one. But that is, of course, a lot of stuff going on. I am personally just going to log in for this this quest very quick, and also reiterate that we are currently empowering High Siren, because High Siren's getting her 2nd star at the moment, because we did do the heroic combat quest, and that means that once High Siren is at Empower level 2, we can then level her up once more, and then we will be able to take part in the heroic quests. Because like, I haven't even collected these orbs yet, but then we're going to empower her again, we're going to get some gems, we're going to get some more orbs, and then we'll decide very quickly whether we want to try and trade with people to take her to, you know, E3, which maybe we will, maybe we won't. But of course, these heroic quests are very, very useful for getting more free stuff, so that is our plan. But anyway, I believe that is mostly everything that I wanted to go through, so I hope that that made sense. Don't forget about getting your event items and your insignias from the arena, because you can get fighting masks, whistles, and internal insignias from this event. So don't forget about those either, but definitely make sure you know which paths you're going to go down. Save your currency if you need to. You don't have to spend it day one. Make sure you make your choice first and spend it wisely. But for now, I guess good luck. I hope that you do well in the puzzle and the runner events, and you log in for all your resets to get all these goodies. But until next time, ciao.